there are questions that I think Deion Sanders' Colorado needs to answer against North Dakota State. And because I think that these are answers that they need to provide, I've posed a few questions, but it's also a good opportunity to remind us just where we are in the college football calendar and just what is on docket for Thursday through Monday. I mean, this is one of the coolest weekends of college football every year, all year. It's one of my favorite times of year because we finally get to see everybody playing ball. Start with Colorado is now a double-digit favorite against the number 2 team and the best FCS team of the last 15 years. This program in North Dakota State is not to be trifled with. They have produced Trey Lance, Easton Stick, Christian Watson, Carson Wentz. They have produced Craig Bowl, who's going to get inducted into the Hall of Fame. They produced Chris Kleiman, who's won a Big 12 championship at Kansas State. They produced Matt Entz, who won a national championship as the head coach of North Dakota State, is now assistant head coach and linebackers coach at USC. They have produced all sorts of home run hitters. And they've gone back to the tree, right? They've gone back to get one of their own. I think we're really beginning to take into account for the first time North Dakota State, South Dakota, because of national TV, because of how much winning has been done up there, just how seriously they can be, right? I'm really excited about this because there's some NFL prospects on both sides of the ball. At offensive tackle, Gray Zabel is just a dude. Like, he's one of those players that rejected a 6-figure deal to transfer. Even their rival, South Dakota State, they got a quarterback in Mark Gronowski who said that he rejected $1.2 million from Big 10, Big 12 schools to play quarterback this last year, but he's on a really great football team. I think what you need to show is that the folks that are taking the money on Colorado are right. I think that's the first thing. You got to win this game by double digits. Like, this number rose from 7.5 to 10 because so many people have bet on Colorado, not just to win this game, but to win the Big 12 championship, to make the college football playoff. The popularity around this team is unrivaled. Full stop. They went 4-8 last year, and we still want to see them play ball. And much of that is to Coach Prime's credit. He is a hype machine extraordinaire. I think there are 3 truly world-changing, awesome marketers in the world today. One is Taylor Swift. One is Ryan Reynolds, and the other one is Coach Prime. Those 3, when they get behind a project, when they have a project that's in front of them, it becomes the thing we're all talking about, no matter where you live or what your interests are. You know who Taylor Swift is, you know what Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds are, and you know Colorado football is coached by Coach Prime. You might not know anything else about that program, but that's what you know. And they get to open up on Thursday night against the number 2 team in FCS and a real go-getter. I mean, they're 9-4 against FBS teams all time, and they've beaten Kansas State. They have beaten Iowa State. They have beaten Kansas. They're a really good football team and football program. Most folks know this that cover the sport and talk about the sport, but I think we just needed to push that through. And I think if you could beat North Dakota State by double digits, that's a really good sign for the future, right? We've been doing predictions and prognostications and whatnot all year long. That's just kind of what we do around here, especially until we start playing football. But once we get data points that are scores, that are stats, that are what our eyes see, we begin to formulate not just an opinion that might be different, but a narrative. Speaking of narratives and an opinion, this is not. 64% of the people that watch this show aren't subscribed to it. And we are so damn close to 100,000 subscribers. So if you are here and you have not subscribed, check the button, hit the button. It doesn't mess up your algorithm. None of those things happen. It just tells YouTube, hey, I like the show. That's about it. The other question I think that Colorado needs to answer is, how much better is the offensive line truly? It's not that that North Dakota State has a world-changing defensive line. It's that we just want to see you protect the quarterback. I would like to see this offensive line not allow a single sack against North Dakota State. I don't think that's asking a lot. I really don't. If the improvements are what they say that they are, if Jordan Seaton is as good as his 5-star rating says, if Phil Lodeholt is the kind of offensive line coach that I think he is, you shouldn't have a problem keeping a very clean horseshoe for Shedeur Sanders to operate in. And if you give him that horseshoe to operate in, you are probably going to win the football game. I'm very excited to find out just how much the run game improves, too. I think that's a really interesting question because they didn't really have a run game last year with Sean Lewis most of the season because that's not how the offense was built. The offense was built to go fast, to go downhill, and to use the quarterback's ability to make quick throws, kind of like your run game, so he could open up things down the field, get you some 2 versus 2, some 2-on-1s, throw you some triangles, some things that you can work one side of the field or the other, depending on which is the strong side or the weak side. But with Pat Shurmur, I expect much more of a pro style, which is to say, we're going to maul, we're going to run, and we're going to try to do play action. If you get a play action offense out of Shedeur Sanders, sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. He is accurate, he's quick, and he is stellar, given it an opportunity to go make it happen. And I think that's what this is being built around. First, last year you were trying to build it around simply his skill set, okay? This year you're trying to build an offense that allows him to be much more of a point guard and also doesn't have to have him running the offense all the time, meaning you can hand the ball to a tailback and let them eat up these 3, 4, 5, 6 yard carries that can open up some things, get you some one-on-ones, and then be explosive with Travis Hunter. That's the next question I think they got to answer. I know that Travis is going to play both ways. We know that Travis is the rare player who not only has the talent but the stamina to play both ways. But I think you need to be much more careful and pointed in how you use him, man, because I don't want to see that dude continuing to run verticals and post and then have to go play corner. I think you bring him in there knowing that you got a shot play dialed up or knowing that he's the decoy so the guys like LeJontay Wester or Will Shepherd can show us who they are. Say nothing of what Sam Hart might provide them from the tight end position from a blocking and catching standpoint. The other thing you got to show is that you can keep a lid on the defense. This is a North Dakota State program that won 11 games last year and put up 38 a game against opponents. Again, FCS, 63 scholarships, FBS, 85 scholarships, talent, all those sorts of things, name, image, and likeness. I don't think there's really any room here for a poor showing for the defense for Colorado State. Colorado, my goodness. I'm already on the Colorado State game. I'm already on Colorado, Nebraska. I think Robert Livingston has an opportunity here to show he can do something that Charles Kelly couldn't do, which is create a defense that can stop people. That's it. Create a defense that can stop people. I think Charles Kelly is one of the best defensive back coaches in America. It just wasn't going for him with the play calling at Colorado. He couldn't get it done. If Robert Livingston is that dude, I would love to see it, right? You got Travis Hunter. You got Preston Hodge, who I think is going to be he's going to be revelatory for that defense because this is a guy transferring over from Liberty who's played a lot of football, even went to Navarro down in Texas, man, like warmed my heart. Hell, I went to Navarro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I spent time in Navarro. I ain't graduated from Navarro. But the point there is Preston Hodge has played a bunch of football, and I think he's going to be able to provide some really good help to the other side of the field so that maybe when they throw on him, he goes and snatches it out there. You know you got Shiloh on the back end. We'll see what B.J. Green can do on that line. Again, I could talk till I'm blue in the face about what I think about the offensive line or defensive line, but again, a great way to shut me up is to go out there and be dominant, right? That's what I'm looking for. Give me a reason to not have anything to say other than, oh my God, look how good they are. And I'm telling you, man, as a purveyor of the sport, as a person who loves the stories and loves the narratives that just naturally come out of this sport, I would like nothing more than to see Colorado go to work, right? Be the program that your popularity wants you to be, right? I don't think that they don't want to do that. I just think you got to go out there and get it. The thing about this also is we're going to find out more about North Dakota State than we've ever found out about North Dakota State. You got Mark Jones on the call. You got Roddy Jones on the call. Quinn Kessinich on the call. I think that's a great crew. I'm also fascinated to find out just what it is they're revealing and what you're going to learn about, say, Gray Zabel, who I know many are going to talk about as an NFL prospect because he is. But there are going to be some other stars that emerge from this game, both on the Colorado and North Dakota State side, because Coach Prime is providing this platform. I don't know that you're going to have the kind of tune-in for this game on a Thursday at 7, just the same week the school starts, if Coach Prime is not the head coach at Colorado, giving it an identity. The number for Georgia Tech and Florida State was 5 million, 4.99. It would not shock me to see that more people watched Colorado, North Dakota State on a weeknight. That's wild, right? But that's also what you are getting. He's giving you the platform to go to work on. You know what's going to happen if you play well, so go play well, right? Like, that's the thing. These opportunities do not come along as often as we would like to see them. I know that it feels like we watch college football on television all the time, but for some players, this might be the last time that we get to see them play ever, because you're just going to be on to other things. You're going to be on to Georgia Clemson. You're going to be on to whomever else Colorado is playing. And then North Dakota State is going to go play their season and try to get back to, man, they made the semifinals in like 12 out of the last 13 years, which is ridiculous, and try to go win a national championship. But the last question that I wanted to pose that I think that Colorado needs to answer is, do you look like a Big 12 contender? Like, do we believe that Colorado can win the Big 12 championship after they play North Dakota State? If you go mollywop them, skull drag them, stomp them out, yeah, I think that's probably what people are going to say, and you're going to make a whole lot of people happy because, again, there's a lot of money, literally, riding on Colorado to be great against North Dakota State. And I would like to see it.